Okay guys, so we're gonna perform RPM on this Goodman. What I like to do before I start the PM, I like to turn it off in the thermostat, make sure it turns on and everything. Check the filter, just make sure it turns on, because then we don't want to get blamed that hey, it was working before, this and that, you know. So I turned it on, as you can see, and we have 3.5 ton 13 SEER from 2010. So I could hear the compressor, and I mean everything else seems on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a basic checkout. I'll show you guys. Okay guys, so I hooked up just by hooking on my low side, I see that the unit is low on refrigerant. So by it being low on refrigerant, it's gonna throw off my my amp draw for the compressor, and obviously we have a leak somewhere. So I'm gonna have to just take a visual look, see if I can find a leak. But check out this curve, man. What you know about those Goodman installs, man? So most likely it's gonna be in the EVAP, because these are the first 14A units that came out back in 09, 2010. So let me pop her open and I'll show you guys. All right, so I took the top off the unit, and I'm checking out the coil, but I see no signs of a leak, like stains or oil stains, like especially on the pan. It's like just dirt. But I did see this, like somebody went crazy and hit it or something. But I mean, like I tell you, it's a very very small leak, because they told me that they added a pound last year, about a pound last year, and it wasn't that low. You see this side, it's nice and clean as well. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna check with some bubbles. Maybe it's leaking from the valves. And this is something on my last video that I need to change my gaskets. But I said, there's no way you could remove that and put a regular quarter valve stem. You have to remove the whole fitting, this fitting. And then what do they make one that you could remove the stems, or what? Because there's no way you could remove these ones. So if you could tell me, that'd be nice. So let me go get my bubbles real quick. Okay, so I picked up my bubbles, so we're gonna spray right here. Oh, come on. Right here. Which is good. I'm running out of bubbles. Okay, so I guess we'll wait and see. That unit right there, the ICP unit, the day and night, that was my first install with that company I used to work for. And some of you guys say York, Goodman, Train, or whatever their shit because they leak or whatever. But those ICP units are pretty bad too. I changed a couple of coils on those units, as you can see on my previous videos. So you could say all units are cheap or shit. Alright guys, so I just washed the coils. Usually what I do is when I wash the coils, I take the units apart, like the top and everything, so I could get a good clean of the coil. See how you can even see through them, nice and clean. What I do first, I do through the inside to wash out all the things that were stuck from the draft that is created by the motor going in, and then I do the outside. Yes, and I already checked the capacitors. What I'm gonna do next is check the wiring and amp draw and all that stuff. And I'm gonna see. I just did a visual check for a leak. I didn't do like a pressure test or bust out the leak detector and stuff. I'm gonna ask if they want to do it, because I'm not gonna be here another hour doing that when it's just a PM. And if they want to charge, I mean, it'll probably take about a pound of 410A. So it's up to them. Alright guys, so we're next on our other PM. So here's a Lennox. We actually replaced the EVAC coil on this one. So another Leica Lennox. And I think Home Depot installed this unit. Well, not Home Depot installs, but so let me open her up and check her out. So our charge is good. Now we're gonna check our electrical, our amp draw, our wiring. Pretty basic layout right here. Except their gas line, you have to run like a 3-foot pipe out. So here we have our unit apart. Not totally apart, but enough to wash our coil, which is not bad. As you see, we have a high and a low pressure switch, which is pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna give her a quick wash, get her nice and pretty. Okay guys, so we cleaned up our electrical compartment, and I found the old capacitor weak. It was supposed to be a 50 and it was giving us I think 40, yeah. And on the condenser motor side, it was giving us 3, so that was weak. So I swapped it out with the jarred made by Mars, and we can see it right there. And then I dated it as well. So I'm gonna start it up. I'm gonna check my amp draw again. I'm gonna check the end rush. So okay, so we're pulling 83. So let's go over here and check out our panel, our data sheet, and it is supposed to be, let me see, compressor 77. So we're a little bit high on that one as well, but it's fine. Let's have as much. So as you can see, it's April 6th, and we're already at the 90 degrees weather. So it's getting pretty warm already. All right, so here we are at another PM. We got a York from 08. It is 3-ton. Damn, 3 tons today. Pretty nice. Install. Never mind. So we're gonna clean up our electrical panel. I already checked the charge. We're good on the charge. But before I check my amp draw or anything else, I like to clean it up and check our capacitors or wires, stuff like that, because we don't know if maybe our capacitor is bad, and if we take a reading before that, we're gonna have like a higher amperage or stuff like that. So I like to like wash the coils, clean it out and everything. Then I check my amp draw and stuff like that. And yeah, and the charge too. But I mean, I just want to make sure it's not flat or something before I do anything, because then the owners or whatever are gonna be like, hey, this thing was working before this and that, you know. Just take precautions. Okay guys, so I found two things wrong here, which is the PVC. As you can see, just a straight shot to the drain, which I'm thinking that's gonna be hooked up to the sewer drainage. So by it being on the sewer, it needs a P-trap, which it doesn't have either. And I think the gas line is not strapped up. See how it's just dangling all over the place? I think it was strapped, but I think it was strapped to. Look at this thing, it's not even glued. You see that? Shit. I think they pookied it. They put duct sealant right here. Wow. Another day, another $1. It's so low that they couldn't even put the tile here. Look at that. Okay guys, so we already cleaned up right here our electrical components. Another thing that York does, they put this paper right here, right there, so I could like cover up the contactor and like the terminals here for like auto, so there won't be no dust there. Because you know what dust does with electrical, you create an arc and then it overheats and you start having problems with the wires, like they start burning up and stuff like that. And these Yorks are famous for the boards catching up on fire. Well, not these ones, the older ones, the Honeywells, the ones that the old temp stars and all those units used to use. So I'm gonna slap this back on there and we'll call it good. Our cap, the capacitor is good. We cleaned up our board. That's everything in here, so it's all good. Our wiring is good. So we'll start it up and check it out. So we're gonna check the inrush on this compressor. Whoa! You got 99 out of 88, so that's pretty high. Okay guys, so we added a super boost on Subco to help it on startups, which I know most of you are not going to agree with. And we glued up the PVC. I was trying to add a P-trap, but you can't, because it's the same level, so it's not going to work. But it should be better than before. And look at the hoopty ass ladder I was using. Fuck, I must eat shit. This is the gas line for the unit. Thermostat wire.